I just got back from riding lessons. And
Oh, Joey?
I ran inside and just like, he messaged me and was like, the chiropractor's coming today. So we can't really ride, but do you want to reschedule or just come Friday? And I was like, can I just come in anyway and like help? Because the chiropractor comes and like adjusts the horses.
Oh, adjust the horses. Because for a second, I'm like, you are living quite the bougie life if your chiro comes to your horse stable so you can have the best of both worlds.
Like, can you pop me while I'm on the horse?
You pop me while I'm on the horse. But then my mind pivoted and I was like, there's a chiro for horses. How does that work? Have you visually seen this? Because I would pay money to see a chiro like adjust a horse.
No, they literally have this like stand that they get on. Like so I volunteered. I was like, I'll just come and like hang out. Because I'm like, I have Joey. So I want to like know all about it. And I want to just be immersed in it. And he was like, well, you can come and like hold him. And I literally stood with the horse. I'd go get one and come back and stand there. And she has this like table next to it. And she stands on the table and like pushes down on like the horse's backs and like holds their necks like this and like pops their necks. It's kind of fucked up to watch, but it's cool.
The horsey must be so happy after, because I know after my chiro,
they really are.
I think it's the most over dramatized like aid that we can have. Every time I go to the chiropractor, I don't know if you've been, I go and he does my neck, and it's just like you can hear every bone pop, and I'm like, oh my God.
No, it terrifies me. Like, I used to have Brett, like I'd hold my arms like this and he would come up behind me and like lift me up, and it would be like down my spine. But I haven't had that done in like years.
My new one's like this. So I put my hands behind my back, and then Big Daddy links through the arms and then pops my back that way.
I think I need that done. I'm taking applications for people to come pop my back.
People to come and pop and lock your back.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Hello. You've got your dog. You've got everybody.
Dexter's here. The show is ready to go on.
Okay, handsome. You might not recognize us once we mull it up, but
they'll probably bark at us once we mull it up.
We should get puppy mullets.
Oh my.
Like, let's not put a boundary on who's welcome in this club. Like, you got dogs.
Have we shared the content of your daughters in mullets?
Oh my God.
Did you send that?
We need to share my two girls in mullets. And then I think we gave them like water bottles and like a beer.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
A wine bottle, and they took to it. I'm telling you, there's something about you put the mullet on at any age, any gender.
Even 4-year-olds are empowered.
Even the 4-year-olds are coming out. They're like, have you guys heard about this mullet thing at the elementary school playground? You guys need to mullet up. But I will tell you one.
Mullets up.
Mullet moms, mullet kids, mullet doggies. Yep. I will tell you this though, and you will be thrilled with me, but I could use some direction.
Okay.
I was journaling on the weekend because I was processing our weekend, the weekend before. We were in Phoenix. We had the best time. And our friend Ashlie said, why don't you play a different story? Or like, remember we were talking about.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was so good.
We were talking about like the stories that we tell in our heads. And she just kind of was like, well, why don't you tell a different story? Why don't you try that
on a different story?
Why don't you try on a different story? And so first of all, I thought, well, I wonder what my major stories are that I'm telling. Like, what are my big stories that kind of hold me back and all this sort of stuff. So I thought,
the I can'ts and the I am and all of those. Yeah.
So I was like, you know what I should do? Journal on this. And so I created my space and I was like, I need to journal. Got out my big life book journal, got out all my pens. I had no kids around and started journaling about the stories that I tell. And I got about 3 deep and I was like, I'm a really good storyteller. But then
what were they? Can you share? Are they shareable stories?
Oh my God. The journey of, I'm the funny fat girl.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard that one before.
Yeah. So that's a massive,
that's a loud one.
Massive, loud story. Issues with age, issues with motherhood, not good enough, comparative culture, like all that sort of stuff. So I get 3 deep. And one of the stories I started to like write out was, I hate mornings. I'm not a morning person. and that like I was really unraveling this whole morning thing. And I think it stems from like being a mom and you're always up, and then the kid pees the pants, and then I've got to get up, and like it's a whole situation. But this morning I got up at 6, actually like 5:45, and had a wonderful morning, productive. I feel good. And so now I've come full circle to this journal entry, and I'm like, maybe the story I'm telling myself isn't the right story.
But you knew that. What was the new story you told yourself? Like, what was the difference between yesterday and today? You didn't like wake up just now being a morning person.
Yeah, and I don't know that
Right?
I want to get up either tomorrow morning. Like that's the whole crux of this whole thing. But my story that I was telling myself in this one, after I went through like my fat shaming issues and my comparative and the motherhood and all that, then I was like, well, a simple story that I tell, and why don't I try something else on, was that mornings are okay.
Yeah. So that was what she was saying. And I don't know if we'll go into it, but like, was the idea of like, these are all the old stories you're telling yourself. Why don't you try on a new story and see what that feels like, and see how you would show up in that new story? Like, what if I like mornings? How would I show up today if I actually liked mornings? I love that.
And it was a total tone change. And again, It's not like now every day I'm getting up at 5:45. It was more just like, what if I wasn't such a big poo-poo face and like begrudgingly—
Can we cuss on this podcast?
A big shitty face. I didn't know how to make that worse. I'm like, no, I was just a big poo face. I was a big grumpy. Around 6 a.m. I'd get up and I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Yeah.
And it was through journaling. And I know you are a bit of a journaling expert, but I did unpack it. But it was funny that it was like 3 deep.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see if you would try on stories for the other things too, how much like, you would feel.
What do you ask every morning when you journal? Really, let's just like,
it literally just depends. Like today, I think I put, fuck, it's Monday. And I started. Like literally every single day is a little bit different, just depending on what's going on. But I'm realizing like, for the longest time, like over the last couple of years, and I've told this to you before, like I have been waking up, I would wake up with like, I would label it as like anxiety. Right. Where it's like knots in my stomach and yada, yada, yada. And so I would always sit down and journal and be like, okay, where's my anxiety coming from today? But I realized over the last few weeks that like through therapy and a bunch of stuff, like that feeling that I would label as anxiety is just discomfort. And then I heard in one of my audiobooks, like last week, that it was saying like discomfort isn't always bad. And so I've been in this state of like, okay, I'm waking up with discomfort each day. So I've been like, this why I say like I've just been journaling on these things. Like waking up with discomfort, where's my discomfort coming from? And it could be like excitement for business growth. It could be like recording a podcast today. It could be like I'm going to dinner with this person and this has got me a little bit nervous. Like it's just a discomfort versus an anxiety, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then that shift in my head of like discomfort isn't always bad. Where's this coming from has been like my go-to prompt over the last few weeks.
Which would be what our friend was saying, like try on a new style, like try on new language. I actually like that. I like discomfort better than anxiety because I used to say, like I said to you before, I'm like, I'm riddled with anxiety right now. You don't understand.
You don't understand.
You don't understand. Anxiety's pouring out of me today. And I like, maybe not that discomfort is pouring out of me, but I like that that's just seems a bit more manageable.
Yeah. And I think it's just like the unknown also, right? Because I'm in this like new phase of life. You're kind of going into, you're like every single year as a parent, I feel like is a new phase of life. So it's like, I think it is more discomfort than anxiety for a lot of people. And we just have it like mislabeled. You know what I mean?
So what are the solutions here? Like, first of all, let's put our mullets on. Like if we're going to shift, let's mull it up. Let's mull it up.
Let's find a solution.
Let's find some solutions.
Well, we have to like what's the word? Synchronous.
Sync our mullets. 3, 2, 1. Mullet. See, mine is, I forgot to pull my hair back. Hold on.
Okay. Well, and I've been trying these new like.
Whoa, that's a big clip you got in the back there.
Yeah, I've been trying these new clips and I'm pretty obsessed with them.
You know what? They're all over TikTok. Same with that squishy headband that everyone's using to apply makeup. Have you seen
The
that?
big thick ones.
Yes, the big
Yeah.
thick ones. And then the other
Yeah.
trend, which since we're just putting a mullet on right now and we're like
Is
looking
mullets.
back, is mullets, guys. The trend is huge on mullets.
Trending.
But have you seen the girls that are wearing pants on their head, the crotch literally on their forehead, and then looping their hair around to try to get curls in their Lululemon pants? And I'm like, I'm not putting the crotch of a pant on my forehead.
How often do you wash your pants?
All the time, but I'm just saying, like, and then I have to sleep in it. I don't feel it's functional.
You're gonna have to send me that video.
I will. Well,
interesting.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that there are some interesting TikTok trends, and when the mullet hits hard,
it hits.
It hits.
Well,
it hits. So solutions.
Make sure your application is correct, though. Okay, it might be time for a new mullet. I don't know.
Oh, you've got some wispies.
Well, it's mullet wispies.
No, I think you look great.
All right. How are my curls?
Your curls are in place, and now see, everything changes. Everything.
It's like the jawbone is more defined when you wear a mullet. Like,
I went big hoops in my mullet and a Kiss t-shirt, and I feel even more rock and roll. But it does. Now I'm like, yes, I feel the discomfort and anxiety, and I am good.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? What is discomfort mean to you now that you have a mullet on?
Exactly. No, like it's still there, but now I'm actually chuckling. Like, like everything just feels lighter.
We're uncomfortable.
Anxiety. But the minute that this goes on and now I'm talking with you, I just feel a little bit better. But I think that's maybe I don't know, how often do we reach out to friends and actually just sit and be like, hey, how have you been? You've been feeling discomfort lately? I guess girls, I don't know. My girlfriends don't really sit around and we talk a lot about anxiety, but not a lot of tricks and tips and tools to kind of go through it. And I mean, it starts with a mullet, obviously.
What are do they, I mean, because I talk to you and I'm like, I think when we connect, we're always solving our problems.
No, that is true.
Do your other girlfriends do that?
Yes, but you and I are in a constant deep dive. Like the minute that my FaceTime rings and it's you, I'm like, shit's hitting the fan. Hello,
everyone, go to bed.
I was like, mommy needs 5 minutes. Raina's calling, and you never know if it's crying or if it's laughing. But I'm here for it all.
It's always a surprise.
It's always a surprise on the other end of that FaceTime. No, like we do, but it is a vulnerable space, right? Like to say, oh, you guys, I'm like riddled with anxiety. One of my girlfriends actually has been having a ton of problems sleeping. And I think it's the same thing. She can't shut down her head.
Yeah. See, and I don't get that. But I hear that a lot. Like, I think that's a very common thing at night, especially. But I'm like, I lay down my head and I crash.
I've slept with you.
I don't care. I know. I don't care what I'm going through in life. Like post-divorce, illness, like kids, I crash.
Nighty night.
It shuts everything off. Like my mind doesn't spiral at night. And I know that's a big issue for a lot of people.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think my own mother, I also look at that generation and I'm like, man, they had no tools to manage any type of worry or anxiety, like nothing. No. My girlfriend has a whole system where she gets up at as soon as she's awake, she takes herself out of her bedroom. She reads downstairs. She has a sleep coach and was like, keep your bed just for sleeping. Don't scroll, read elsewhere. And I'm like, what? My bed is my happy place for reading. Yeah.
Well, I'm a big no scroller. When I'm by myself anyway. When it's you and I and we lay down in bed together.
When it's you and
When you and I are in bed together.
When we tuck in for a night
and laugh a little bit. But when I'm home, I'm like, mine it's plugged in and it's away and I'll read in bed for a little bit and go. But I always felt like I talk to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people for the record.
You're very popular.
And I'm very popular. And I tell that the wake up and then get up. I'm like, no, stay in bed. It's almost like you have, and I'm not a sleep expert in any way, shape or form, but in my mind, it's like when you get up, you're waking yourself up even more. So I'm like, stay in bed. And I don't know if you have to do this like meditation or like a body scan type thing. Like I've done that before where it's like, there's a lot going on and I'm like, okay, body scan. I'm like eyebrows, brown, eyes, ears, nose, booger, upper lip, teeth, lower lip. And then you know what I mean? Then you're like crashed eventually.
Oh
but
my
it's
God,
like stay in bed and make yourself be in that space so that you can retrain your body.
I'd get to the chin and I'd be like, night, chin deactivated. Good night. But I do like, but I will say that you and I are very funny when we are in bed together, because even if we were liking each other's stories next to each other.
Yeah.
We're like, you're very funny, double heart.
Or like watching our own over and over and over again.
It's the biggest like self-proclaiming love fest when you're watching your own stories back and you're like, God, I
am funny.
Really funny. I think everybody does. If you post something, how many times do you read your own post and like, oh my God.
True.
Have you
I wonder if that is a common thing.
Have you ever like seen something and you're like, yeah, no, I got to take that down?
I mean, maybe it's been years.
Oh, that's good. I know that I've definitely like put a story.
But you know me, I have filtered myself quite a bit over the last few years.
That's where you have
I'm not putting anything up that I'm like, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I mean, it's not like I'm so offside that I'm like, oh my God. But there's definitely been some things where, I filmed my kids or my husband and I'm like, yeah, maybe you don't need to be up there right now.
Maybe that's not for the internet.
Maybe that's not for the internet. I'll take that down. But I also, maybe part of the wound up anxiety discomfort for me definitely comes from social media use.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
God damn it.
I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, I will be, in my routine and doing my reading or something like that. And then I'll go to like post a story and it's like a vortex that just sucks you in. And you're like, I wonder what everyone else is doing. And then you start scrolling and then, 5 minutes go by or more. I'm pretty quick at catching myself now, but even those 5 minutes go by and my phone goes down and I look up and like, I'm back in the real world. And it's like, I can feel heaviness in my chest. Like it's a fucked up feeling. Up. Yeah. Like a really weird feeling to be like, I hate it. I don't know. Social media is such a love-hate thing.
It is. It's a double-edged sword, 100% even for me too. But see, God, I'm the worst with boundaries because once I get going, I'm on like a downward snoop, like I'm on a snoop fest and I got to sniff around and I find a connection. I'm like, whoa, wait, so-and-so was dating Bruno Mars. And then I'm on his Instagram and I find a girl that was tagged to a smoothie company I like. And I'm like, they sell smoothie. Like,
next thing you know, you're ordering a home direct subscription to smoothies.
And now I have a home direct order of smoothies. I know. And I'm listening to Bruno Mars later. But like I'm down weird spirals that make no sense. And then here's something even weirder. Does this happen to you? Then I go to bed and some of these people are in my dreams. Yes. I have had dreams where TikTok superstars are in my dreams. And I'm like, this is a red flag, Allie.
We should do a full episode on dreams.
Oh my gosh. We need a dream expert to come in. We should track our dreams. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That was big, like in the early 2000s. I remember there was tons of books about like spend a week and track your dreams. And I'm like, you and I should track our dreams for a week and then talk about them and get like our listeners to track dreams and tell us. And then we should get a dream expert. And
I think I've told you this before. Like once I stopped smoking every night before bed, like my dreams are vivid as hell. Like it's insane. I will wake up in the middle of the night and like go pee and be like, go back to sleep, dream, like finish that dream. Like they're so vivid that it's like, I wake up and it feels real. Like I've journaled on it a few times. Yeah, no, that is the number one thing you were telling me that you noticed since stop smoking. Yeah. If we're allowed to, the weed. Beep. What was the amount of dreams you had? And I think that's a good tit for tat. I'll say no to the weed. I think it totally shut my dreams off. Like I don't remember. I could not remember the last time I had a dream until I stopped smoking. Oh, isn't that interesting? Real? For real. Oh my God. I'm a dream monster and vivid like people. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, what is this? What's Alex Earl, a TikTok superstar, doing in my dream as my best friend? Are we meant to be? And I'm handing her a mullet and I'm like, yo girl, like toss on the mullet. You know, I've had a romantic dream about someone
Pause.
We know.
Oh,
a few times, like the same person a few times with the same dynamic.
Who are we talking about now? I need to know.
I can't say.
You need to. Are you? You can't withhold this.
I can't say.
I need to know a deep dive of this. What are we doing? Are we making out? Is it a date scenario? Or is there?
But you know what's funny is it's always like, this is weird. It's like weird because your mind and like what we think about before we go to bed and all of these things. It's always like in my dream. I've talked about it in therapy. In my dream, the person is behaving the way I was like upset that like other relationships didn't behave. Like it was like
makes sense.
Obvious like affection and obvious like claiming. You know what I mean? Like it's freakishly weird. And now I'm in love with a stranger.
Are you dreaming of my husband?
Maybe.
Just like a yes or no.
Big Daddy.
Not once if it is my smoking hot husband.
I'll blink.
A blink. Oh, damn it. You're wearing your glasses. Can't tell. Now I'm in a rabbit hole of who you're dreaming of multiple times, and it could be sexy dreams. Pause.
We should play another episode. Next episode will be the guessing game.
Okay. Yeah. We need to guess who you're dreaming about. But it is like, I love it. And you know what? Even as a married woman, when I get a sexy, sexy dream, yep, I'm in a happy mood the rest of the day. 2 kids in, I'll take the dream. I'm like, okay, yeah, hi.
I think they started too, though, when I started going down the Colleen Hoover rabbit hole. Because I read right before bed, so it's like,
yeah, yeah. But this is also, we were picking apart Coho, which number one, I am here for Blake Lively.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm excited. I know there was like so much backlash and people like, I can't believe it.
I don't know who that man is, but
yeah, I'm here for it. Sign me up. I feel like we may need to.
I'll take 2.
I'll pay for the popcorn. We need to host like a live Coho viewing party or something. Like
something.
But how many total have you read?
Oh my, I'd have to go.
You have a problem.
I think like 20 some.
I don't think our listeners know how your Coho obsession started. And I do want to toot my own horn. Let's share just quickly how Coho came into Raina's life, because you do need a friend like this. You were not in a good place. Let's just say, let's just call it what it is.
But I was not in a bad place.
You were crying a lot.
Fair enough.
And you were deep into lots of self-help books, right? So I come in, we're having a girls post-trip, everything like this. We're yakking, and I was about to catch my flight, and I bring out, it ends with us.
It ends with us.
Damn it.
I'm like, what is this, Allie?
And I put it on your bed. Yeah, you were like, what is this? And I put it on your bedside table, and I said, I need you to start reading this. I feel you need some escapism. And call me later. And you poo-pooed it. However,
it took me a few days to like start it also, I think. Like, I think my body was like, this is not going to help me in any way, shape, or form, or grow me in any way, shape, or form. Or I'm not going to learn in any way, shape, or form. Like, how is this going to help me? You know what I mean? Like, I was very skeptical, but I've never been one that like sat down and read books that were just like for fun. You know what I mean? It was always like with a goal in mind. And I'm pretty sure I opened the book and finished one chapter and was like,
and num.
And I like couldn't put them down. I would literally go through like a book every couple days.
Yeah, no, you would message me and be like, 7 more Colleen Hoover books are being delivered tomorrow. I'm okay. I was like, you are in a rabbit hole. The only other rabbit hole I've seen you go down like this is Outlander.
Oh my!
Suggested to you, I was like,
let's have a moment of silence.
I'm going to need you to introduce yourself to Jamie and Outlander. And if you are listening to Mullet and you have not seen Outlander, stop what you were doing.
Stop it now.
And then message us and thank us later.
That's another thing on my list, is a Scottish accent.
Oh, yeah. In the next life. You mean you need
next life?
You want to have a Scottish accent?
My partner.
My partner
will have a Scottish accent.
Yeah, any accent. Any accent. My panties are bloop, gone.
Oh. How does that go? Boop, gone.
Boop, my bra popped off. Like,
and your husband is German.
I know. So, and my husband has a German accent, which like doesn't really I keep saying to him,
Did you have that initial thought whenever you first met him? Were you like, oh my God, an accent, how sexy?
Yes,
or were you
100%.
like, okay, yeah.
I was like, damn, yes, an accent. And then it was German. And I was like, come on, let's make this as sexy as possible, baby. Okay, yeah. I thought you meant maybe in your next life you wanted to be Scottish with a Scottish.
Also that.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So what we want to remind everybody is start with It Ends With Us, Colleen Hoover.
Yes.
Go watch Outlander.
Yes.
Anxiety, just call it discomfort.
Just discomfort. What are you uncomfortable about?
And maybe change the story, right?
And wash your yoga pants frequently. So you can master the curls.
Yeah, before you put them on your head. If you trust me, go watch the TikTok trend, you'll understand. I'm like, I hope you're putting yoga pants on your head. I just think it's funny. There is a girl somewhere who was like, man, I'm not paying $13 for an Amazon curling rod. I'm fucking using yoga pants. Fuck you. And I'm going.
And then it worked so well that she was going to make a tutorial. That she made a tutorial.
Yeah, she did. And then all of a sudden, every influencer is like putting their yoga pants on their head.
I'm dead.
Yeah,
I have to see this. I'm surprised my teens haven't started it.
Well, we should try it with the mullet.
Oh yes,
curl it back.
I don't know if I need any on top, but maybe we do
we do it on the bottom.
Yeah,
do it on the bottom, girl.
And just a reminder that we are actually going to cut our hair into mullets if we have how many subscribers?
We said 1 million. Let's hit it.
I think we said like 100, and then she's like, "No, Raina, 1 million."
Yeah, we were slightly trying to pull our lives together. If you listen to the first 2 episodes, that was when Raina hit Vancouver for 48 hours. I lost my voice, and we were like, "We're gonna make this happen.
Must record.
Must record." But go follow us on everything. Instagram, YouTube. You've got to watch our go buy yourself a mullet and join the mullet squad here.
If you go get a mullet, you have to take a picture and tag us at Mullet Talk.
Yes. And I'm starting to see mullets everywhere, by the way. I'm manifesting mullets, guys in mullets, kids in mullets.
I haven't seen a lot of women in mullets though still. So I feel like we need to really focus on that. Yeah.
We're here to make it happen.
All right.
Shall we do it again? Episode 4. Join us.
See you then.
See you then. Mullet up, ladies.